Good Sunday afternoon. How's everybody? Hey, more Cisco. That's right, DJI Tech. How are you, man? Hope you're having a good Sunday afternoon, as I am. I tweeted about this a minute ago, just saying spasmodic Sunday stream because I had not really prepared to stream it at 2 o'clock. I just kind of happened. Anyway, we're here. We're going. There's not much of an agenda here except we're just streaming. I'm doing a little cleanup, getting ready to do some IGMP. Yesterday I had to work, and the work I was kind of filling in for somebody or a scheduled event, but I didn't realize it was going to take as long as it did. So I really didn't have time to stream yesterday. I did have some time to study, though, IGMP specifically. And that's what we're working on. That's the title of the day, The Wonderful World of IGMP. It's interesting how this lab came about in the order in the workbook. So as many of you know, I'm doing the I&E workbook. And, I'm just going through lab by lab. I'm in the multicast section. And a lot of work has been PIM. It's been, different PIM modes. And it has been, we have dense, then we had sparse. Then we had sparse dense. Then we had different methods of identifying rendezvous points. So static RP, you've got BSR, you've got auto RP. And it looks like later in the lab we're going to be doing some of the Anycast and, like the MSDP protocol stuff. So, yeah, I'm working on that. And in the middle of all that is IGMP query configurations. So, DG Tech says, I'm doing excellent. Just quickly stopping by and saying hi. I'm going to be streaming later, covering Boson Labs later. Interesting. I'm scheduling my CCNA by the end of March. I think I'll shoot for my CCNP by the end of the year. Man, dude, having goals is great. I love that you have targets. A lot of people say, and first of the year, people are putting out, okay, I'm getting this year, I'm getting this, I'm getting that. But dates are important, right? Target dates. Because otherwise you got to give yourself a good pace, because it's easy to get into rabbit holes. I, for one, am very guilty of doing that. But when I set a tentative calendar, even if I don't make the calendar, I'm at least pushing ahead, because a lot of these certifications, it's not about learning every detail. It's a sprint to get enough knowledge contained within a time window prior to your exam. So yeah, it's great to hear, man. CCNA by the end of March. So, and I'm looking forward to your stream, DJI Tech. Do I have your stream info? I do, actually. I just added it. As a matter of fact, folks, just so you know, I don't think I knew about DJI Tech Stream until this week. So what I did is I added him, and I added Just Prinz to the one of the commands here, which I think there's a couple of them. More Streams works. But yeah, if you are not yet following DJI Tech, make sure. Oh, you're not in here. Oh man. Okay. I'm assuming DJI Tech that you're twitch.tv/DJI Tech. Is that right? If not, pop it in here. Casadix, how are you, Francisco? Good to see you, my man. So I got Just Prinz in here. DJ Tech says, I completely agree. When I was shooting from a CCNT, I didn't schedule my test, and I kept pushing it out. Yeah. This created procrastination. I set my foot down. Also, DJ Tech. Okay, man, we're going to get you in there right now. This is a gist by... All this is, folks, is a gist on GitHub, which I like because I used to use... a lot of streamers would use, there's a site that's easy to just create like a text file. And it's free to like host text files, basically. Host small. I forget what it's called, but anyway, I like this because it's part of Git. And let me grab my gists, yeah, and update this bad boy. Oh, Team XP is the new one I added. And that is not here, is it? Okay, I'm not sure why that. I need to fix that. Are we going to add you in here? Edit. It's easy to like create a new. Okay, there's revisions. Edit. Here we go. So twitch.tv. DGITECH. Okay, that needs to go up here. Update the public gist. And I'm wondering why it almost looks like it creates a new URL. That's kind of strange. Let me go to this again and see. Bitly takes me here. You know what? I need to fix that because it looks like each time you publish a gist that it creates a new URL for each commit. So how do we change that? If so, this may not be working out the way I expect it to. Networking streamers. So what I wanted to do, we'll figure this out. This is streaming tech, right? Lantern, okay, networking streamers. Yeah, this is to a particular commit. That's just a commit hash, I think. Now, what if I do raw? What if I do that? Will it work? No. See, it doesn't like that. I don't know if I like that. Yeah, see, I added Team XP, Just Prints. It'll let you embed. That's not what I want to do. Okay, so this may not work as a gist. So what we're going to do is we're just going to add it to our notes repo. Notes. This is all it is, folks. It's just a list. Yeah, I don't like how that works. All right, maybe I don't understand gists. Let's just see how they work. Yeah, instantly share. GitHub gist. Help. This is not what I understood it to be, I guess. With GIST, you can share single files, parts of files, and full applications with other people. Directories can't be shared. You can access your GISTs here. Every GIST is a Git repo, which means that it can be forked and cloned. The GIST editor is powered, okay. Powered by CodeMirror. Public and secret, yeah. Public gists show up in Discover. It's kind of hard to say a lot of times fast. They're also searchable, so you can, okay, great. This will take you to the page of all, okay. You can also search gists. To embed a GIST, specify GIST file, append the embed URL. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Guess that's not what I understood it to be. Embed, append the embed URL with colon file. What is the embed URL? Is this? Okay, let's go back to my gist. Let's just see. Sorry, folks. I will get to labbing here in a second. As a matter of fact, while I'm researching this, like I said, it's going to be a little bit of a spasmodic one today, but we're going to go ahead and launch the... We're going to launch the Azure lab here. So we got to do that anyway, so that's fine. Okay, it is running. So let me go back and look at my embed URL. Which is that. Yeah, you gotta have the hash, which I don't want. Now, can I do just file equals file name? Can I do that? It says you have to have the full embed URL. Oh, copy a shareable link for this gist. Okay, dir. I don't want that either. Because the other one I have already has what on it? Yeah, see, every time 9766, hold on. Oh, maybe that will work. Let's see. But I want to get it raw. That's where it goes wrong. Because this is the commit. Clone with git, yeah, clone. That's not really doing what I want it to do. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna fix this. Let me go back. We're gonna grab the... Yeah, I understand this is great for sharing just pieces of code, but you know, a one-time deal, but that's not really what I'm aiming for here. So what I should do is save this as an HTML file, save it in notes, share a link to the file in the notes, and then people can just click on it and then click on the streams. So let's do that. So we'll go raw here. Just copy this. Okay, this should automatically, yep. And then we'll do file, save as. And let's go with, let's see, now we get into another sort of off topic. I want to export this as an HTML. So I want, it will be very simple. Yeah, that's not really going to do it though. I want to, VS Code. Does VS Code have a extension? Let's look for extensions real quick. Surely it has. Export. What is this? Visual Studio Code, HTML snippets, this as it currently configured with, okay. Existing VS Code HTML extension. Wow, there's so much. All code snippets are based on following the source snippets come from. Okay, these are just HTML snippets. I understand that. Let's see. Save as HTML. Google, help me out here. Visual. It's real easy with Word. How to code. You can trigger to improve the format, so press Control K and select. Okay. There's a syntax highlighting smart completions as you type in. Yep, way beyond what I want to do. So let's just go to good old Microsoft Word. I hate to say this, but Word actually makes this really simple. It takes a while to load on this guy though. On the Mac, for some reason, I'm actually running the latest version of. You know, they had this news article or out on Twitter. Microsoft announced that you can now, or Apple announced, you can now download Office. You can now on a Mac download Office from the Mac OS App Store. Yes, that day is here, and that's how I installed this bad boy. I actually have Office 365. Now, it should recognize all these by just doing a file save as, and I think I can do web page. We'll do it on desktop first. Networking, streamers. Now, I wonder if that will work. We want all these to be clickable, so they need to be associated with links. I thought it did that automatically. Let's see. Let's get some help here. Link. Oh, it's not highlighted. All right, let's see what happens when we do this. Create a link. How do we create a link? All right, Google. So help, Microsoft help fail. Format text without a selected head. All right, let's hopefully don't get spammed here. Yeah, have you noticed anymore? Whenever you search the internet, do just random Google searches, and you click, especially on. Oh, hey, here we go. Fernando's jumping in. He's rescuing the land tamer here. Okay, a ref equals URL link text /a. Sorry, man, I arrived late. What are you trying to do? Hey, thank you, Fernando. Yeah, so what we found out, Fernando, is I'm trying to share. We got a new streamer here, new to me, DGI Tech, who's in our chat, just stopping in. And I want to add him to our list here. Now, I was using a GitHub gist. And it turns out that the gists are not easy to share as a URL. You know, I like to have a command here, more streams. And so what I did, I was like, well, forget that. Gist is not really what I thought it was going to be. What I'm going to do is just create a file in my repo that is an HTML doc with all these links that you can just click on, you know. I mean, I could actually, you know what, that would be really cool. Let's try it just for fun. Let's go to Azure. And it's so easy to host, just like a web page. So let's just do that real quick. We want to do a web app. Leverages to create a deploy without hassle of managing infrastructure. Yeah, buddy. I actually want to host. I think there's even something more minuscule than that. I know this is rapidly becoming far away from an IGMP stream. I actually need to know how to do this though, folks. And I was thinking about in the future one day to supplement LinkedIn resume with an online resume, kind of like what Tom Ammon has done. He has a really cool resume that is basically a web app running in Amazon. So let's just go down. Containers, databases, analytics, machine learning, Internet of Things. So many services now. Identity, security, DevOps. Governance, Intune. Wow, I have not looked through this in a while. And then other. What is web under? Oh, here we go. Web. Yeah, app services. Pages, GitHub Pages. I have not heard of this. Oh, you host it on GitHub site. Is it free? Yes, thank you. This is what I want to do. Is it free though? You get one site per GitHub account and organization and unlimited project sites. Really? Yeah, one, head over to create a repository. But the repository name has to be my username. Oh, it won't work. Okay, interesting. So there are some restrictions. Push it. Okay, that's a cool option, actually, Fernando. I'm going to consider that. Since the Azure thing is kind of something I need to do anyway, I may just go ahead and add an app service here. Yeah, we just want a web app. And this will be leveraging this to create and deploy it. Yep. All right, let's just create it. I have no idea how much this is going to cost. So let's see. We will host it in enter name for your app. We'll call it network streamers, which is available. Okay. Resource group. We will create a new one. RSG. Let's host out at EU2 and web app network streamers. We'll go with Linux, publish code, app service plan, runtime stack will be Python, Ruby, PHP. Oh, it wants to do, yeah, I don't want to do that. Yeah, that's not what I want to do. I want to host a static web page. Nice, Azure has a lot of features I've never seen. Oh man, and they add new features like every month. It's crazy. It's hard to keep up, to be honest. Static web page in Azure. Okay, so they do have, I just didn't see how to do that. Oh, this is a do it, create a static, yes. So what type is it doing here though? Update and redeploy the app, okay. All right, this is pretty easy. We're gonna do it. This is becoming a static web page app. Cloud Shell, we don't need that because my shell is already connected to Azure. Where did the terminal go? Yeah, I'm already logged into Azure, so I don't need to do that. We don't need that. Okay, downloads. You can create a quick directory. Oh, we have a quick start. Yes, I have the quick start. I already have the Azure Quick Start template, so I could just do git pull. And we'll see what the other updates are. See home quick start. Azure samples, HTML docs, hello world. Okay. Let's take a look at them. What's it called? Is it named Azure? Azure Quick Start templates. Okay. All right, it's not there. We'll just follow this. We'll go ahead and run it in HTML docs hello world get Azure samples. All right, let's just clone this. There we go. There it is, HTML. Okay. So we just want to edit this index file, right? We're going to put ours in there. So let's open that here. Quick and dirty, that's all we're looking for here. But I want to just go and tackle this and get it knocked out, right? So this is our index. All right, so what's our next step? Change the directory contains a sample code and run the AZ web app up command. Okay, I'm going to give it my name. So let's go. And if I replace, wow, this is really easy. So all you do is you do, so this is my folder, right? I could create a website on my hard drive. And then all I do is I publish it up for the first time to deploy it as a web app into Azure. That is too cool. So yeah, change to this folder. Location we want is East US 2. And the name will be networking streamers. The command does the following. It create a default resource group. Please make a note of the resource group option. You need it for cleanup resources section, okay? That's a pretty easy way to get started. It's not in the, oh, it's not. So is this already out of date? That's the other problem with Azure. Now this is November of 2018. So this is not that old. Is it create? Okay. Oh, you have to do it in the Cloud Shell. All right, we'll try it in the Cloud Shell. That's easy enough. It's right here. It must just be unique to the Cloud Shell. The user setting, okay, that's fine. Restarting a Cloud Shell. This looks like, oh, Bash. Okay, good. It's using Bash. Bash, yes, we want Bash. And yes, create storage. So folks, when you create a Cloud Shell in Azure, it lets you just work right from Azure using the account that you're logged in with. It mounts storage. It will create storage if you don't have it already. You can also specify storage that you want to use here. Once you build a Cloud Shell in the storage account, it's pretty fast the next time you come in. As a matter of fact, you can go to shell.azure.com, log in, and you're good to go. Yep. Okay, so we want to do that, and then I should open this over like here or something. No, don't stay on page. Back. No. Did not mean to do that. That's okay. Back here in a flash. There we are. All right, so we did that. Now we're going to clone it here. And then see if this works. CD HTML. And then AZ web app up. Location is going to be East US2. And name is network streamers. Ah, cool. That works right in the shell. It's interesting that you have custom commands available when you're using Cloud Shell versus running it from your local machine. Create a Vault resource group. It does the following: create a Vault app service plan and create an app with a specified name. Zip deploy files from the current working directory to the web app. The command might take it. Okay, while running, it displays information. Yep. All right, so when it's done, it'll throw out this JSON snippet, and this will have all the pertinent information here: the resource group name, the server farm, SKU, and the source path. Then we should be able to browse to the app. Cool. All right, well, that's running. Let's check on our virtual machine, which should have actually popped up in Chrome, but I don't think it did. So let's just go see what our new IP address is. And virtual machines. I'm doing pretty good on credits for the month. Yep, this guy's running, and there's his new IP. And we got to open it in Chrome by IP address. So we're going to do that. Cool. Yeah, don't worry, DJI Tech. We'll get you in there, man. It may take a minute, but we will have learned in the process, which is good. Yeah, I had interesting. We'll just, you know what? We're going to actually clone this because I wanted to save it. Yeah, we're going to rename it to IGMP timers. I want to save this lab. I figured that out already. I've already done the lab for the most part, but I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to get a little more detail on it. So we will just start all nodes, let that work. We'll also load the workbook. One moment here. Get my stuff together. INE workbook. Folks, any labbing that's done here this afternoon will likely be from this workbook. I do not show the workbook on screen, the standard disclaimer. I'm just going to work through some of the problems, but if you would like to see the labs themselves, see the workbook, see the solutions, see the explanations, see the screenshots, this is the kind of detail you get in the workbook. So it's not just you see paragraphs and paragraphs of explanation with screenshots, verification. Check it out in the link below for INE materials. All credit goes to them for the actual lab and good stuff. We're going to change it up here, folks. Let's see. Let's go to... Let me know if the music is off or... I'm going to explain this drawing in a minute. This is my IGMP drawing. All right, let's check on our Cloud Shell. Oh, deployment failed. Zip deployment failed. Why is that? Created app, web app. Okay, created the... It's trying to create a zip with contents of directory. All right, let's see if I can deploy it myself. Now I have it on my hard drive. Okay, quick start. Deployment stack do you want to use? Let's see, overview. Did it get anything up there? It's running. Ah, okay, cool. It's got something here. Azure App Service, sample static HTML site. Awesome, okay. Azure App Web Service, web apps, okay. So the upload failed. I think all we have to do here is attempt it again. See if this works. Hey, that time it went. Okay. All right, so now let's go to the site again. Okay, so this may have been what's in Hello World. All right, cool. Yeah, it is. All right, update and redeploy that. Nano Cloud Shell type nano indexed open in H1 heading tag change. Okay, let's do that. I've done HTML editing before, folks. It's been a while. It's been a long while. Like I used Front Page years ago, and used to publish I built, years ago our company did not have an intranet. And so I basically built an intranet out of a personal project, and then it just took off. I was using it to just like this, put documentation up to share with others. And the rest was history. But nowadays, that's pretty standard stuff. It's nothing really special about that. Dex HTML. And what does it say to do here? Cloud Shell, open that in the H1 header tag. Let's get a little window management going here, folks. People. Change Azure App Service, blah, 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 shown below. Yeah. Easy enough. Body, div class. All right. Save your change to X now. Use a command. Oh yeah. All right. And deploy it. Okay. Cool. Cool. So, can I now deploy that from my local machine? I wonder. Oh, I can't. The up command did not work. So I had to do it from here, which is fine. So H1, we're going to change it to... And once I get the idea, you know, I can clean all this up later. All right. But let's just save it. Save modify buffer. No, I think I already saved it. Let's see. I did. All right, now let's publish it again. Easy. All right, let's browse. Do I still have it open? No. Networking streamers. All right, cool. So now we can just edit our HTML. Here's the cool thing about the Cloud Shell, folks. You may think, well, how do I get stuff into my Cloud Shell? It's real simple. So let's say we edit our HTML file here that we downloaded. And let's just say networking. Streamers list. Body navigation bar, container. Wrap the rest of the page or another container to center all the content. Okay, there's a class container. So we could put it in here. We could take one of these out. We could take out div, right? And we could put our content in here, I think. Networking streamers list. Actually, I don't even need... I could just put it here. Body. Networking streamers. All right, what's the code here? You showed me ahref. Yeah, right here. So this is the power of... wait, this says container, division class, navbar, wrapper, container. You know what? I'm just going to take all that out. I'm going to take this out. Let's see then, so pages load faster. Okay, Java. All right. So we're just going to do our body of text here. That's all we need, really. The body ends here. Header, body. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. And this. Oh, that's HR, that's a header. All right, let's go back. We don't want to use a class. All right, I think this will give us what we need here. Try to remember this, and there we go. And then we're just going to put our links here. Now, I think I can put, let's try this. We have, this will be our links. Actually, let's do this. And we're going to say, all right, this is going to be interesting. So what we're going to do is copy this. And we're going to paste it here. So I can get my keystrokes right here. Nope. All right, it's different for the Mac versus the PC. You want to dance? H, the land tamer, ACLI. Okay, all right. Go with that. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate your help. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this part. That I want to copy. I'm trying to grab. There we go. All right, href, and then we want to put every tag is item on a list. Okay, cool, cool. I like it. All right, we're going to put this at the end. How do I do at the end? Let's see, I have to do that. Okay, actually what I want to do here is I want to copy this text again. It's like text dancing here, like you said. All right, we're just gonna, oh, we can't do that for each one. What we want to do, ooh, I should be using sed here, actually. All right, well, it's not too many. It's going to be tedious for a minute, but that's okay. I want, let's see. Yeah, like that. Okay. Copy. This won't take too long. Hopefully. Mentors, great to see you back in the saddle again. Super Bowl 53, ETA 3 hours and 30. Go Rams. Yeah, man, it's funny. The reason I'm laughing is my wife, knows very little about American football. You know, for her, from Honduras, football is the sport where you can't use your hands. But we were talking about it today. She's like, you know what? I'm so tired of Tom Brady winning the Super Bowl. I don't even care about the team. And I just laughed. I thought that was hilarious. Yeah, man, Super Bowl coming up. We're not doing any parties or anything like that. We're just hanging out at home. I worked a good bit yesterday, so I didn't really... I need to fix this up a little bit, I know. Tony, okay, good. Same here, not a Pats fan either yet. I hate Brady. I kind of would like to see someone else win, you know what I mean? I mean, regardless of how great he is and all, as people have said anyway. Okay, want that? It's not gonna let me like get rid of that, is it? So I'm just gonna start here. And that one doesn't have it for some reason. Okay, we're almost done with this madness. I think. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Is there a way in Visual Studio Code Preview HTML? VS Code to open in browser. Right click. The Solution Explorer? No, I'm not in Visual Studio. I'm in Visual Studio Code. Press Control Shift P. I knew that. Type CTR and select a... Okay, that's way more than I thought I would have to do. No, that's not what I want to do. Come on, Visual Studio Code. Why is that so hard? Yeah, okay, that should be... Yeah, that's more like it. Why couldn't someone just come out and say that? I mean... Alright. So all we have to do is look at our Explorer. I don't know where this came from. Let's... it should say open... Save. Oh, wait. Hey, bro, the past has more than one item on a list. You just need /li at the end. Oh, really? Oh, okay. No problem. Easy to fix. Thanks so much. Thank you very, very much. All right, so we need this sort of list start. So we could take... A... into A. Yes, so all of this really change all occurrences. And we put it here, right? Ah. I'm assuming a list. So I just need the /li, right? But you've got a UL here too. So you've got UL, LI. Okay. So LI, UL. That's all I need. Sweet. That makes more sense. All right. But the list starts here, UL, LI, and then it ends here, UL. Hold on, LI, and then no, don't do that. That closes this A. Each, yeah, I need to take it out of here too, right? So I need to take it. Actually, let's do this. Each li slash. Ah, okay. So I don't need the A here, right? Oh man, it's getting messy. All right. Each li link li. Okay, each li link li. So I need to take this out. ul li href slash a li slash ul. Okay, ul li. This can go away, right? So let me line these up. Why are these? Oh gosh, it's gonna cause me to have a conniption here. Okay. This has got an extra space somewhere. Okay, it's wrapping, that's fine. The UL is a tag for the whole list, right? So we could actually just do this, right? And then let's... yeah, I'm about to like stab my keyboard here. There we go. Okay, so we got, I think you're saying that's right. Li, we don't need this either, right? The UL is a tag for a whole list. Okay. Each item is a li. Okay. So I think we can take we take this out, right? ul li href li a href name of link slash a slash li. Okay. Whew. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. All right, so this can go away. All right, I think that's right. We're going to see in a minute because we're going to preview it. And then a slash ul at the end, right? Okay. Whew. Hey, no problem. I shouldn't, like I said, I should know this stuff. It's just been so long. All right, so let's save it. No, I just want you to save, please, and thank you. Now, it should let me open this in a browser. But it's not, and I don't know why it's being that way to me. Okay, so we're going to change this text. And we need to get him in line. So we're just going to say YouTube. Ah, I see the problem. All right. Save. Thank goodness. All right, we got it. Oh yeah, you pointed out. Thank you, Casadix. Appreciate it, man. You've been a help to me today. So now all I have to do, folks, is once I save this, it's real simple. I just go to my it's easy to upload a file. Check it out. You can download or upload. So I just upload that HTML. Complete. And it's here. And it's thinking about something. I don't know what. Hello? Hello? Don't want to filter. Oh, okay. Let's move it. All right, now what was the command? It was AZ web app up. There we go. Boom, shakalaka. Done. Now hosted in Azure. Sweet. All right, it took a minute, but that was only because of my extreme lack of knowledge with HTML. You would like Jekyll as well, land for static site generator for Git. Okay. Jekyll. I've heard of that actually. Never used it. Simple blog-aware static sites. Okay. I'm going to put that in the links. Meat chunks. Free static hostings. Well, I don't know if it's free. Simple static site hosting. Can't create git.io, easy peasy. Okay, nice. Yes, free. Okay, cool. I have to check that out. I want to do this as an experiment too, because I want to see in Azure how much this costs. Because I'm thinking about doing my resume, or my resume, kind of like, for no particular reason. It's just I've noticed that's what some Tom Ammon did. I thought it was a really cool project. I'm like, I'd like to do that one day. Okay. I also might do a land tamer site one of these days. So now we can update our bit.ly link. And we're going to put a different just create a new one. What did it say? Yeah, it's this. Nice. All right. Create a bit.ly link. Actually, I kind of like that as the who needs a bit.ly when you can just I kind of like the URL. So we're going to update our Nightbot command. And we're going to go to... Nightbot does some pretty cool stuff. All right, so we got... And I know it's really basic. Okay, we're going to edit that command. And we're going to put this URL there. Is it HTTP or HTTPS? I'm going to assume that HTTPS, but we're going to try it. Yeah, look at that. It already does the... Because it's Azure website, so... It's got a cert and everything already. Domain registration. Okay, so now let's try it. Yeah, all right. And then I had another alias for that. Let me see if... I think I have to go back and edit the alias. I do. Streams, yeah. Nice. That's it. Mission accomplished. All right, so what I'm gonna do is also save this out to... Probably should create a new repo. As a matter of fact, let's do that because there's that feature with GitHub. Kasadik shared it earlier. Pages.github.com, yeah. Yeah, so I need to create a new repo. It needs to be the land tamer, right? Username. Username.github.io. GitHub.io. Push it. Okay. Public. Create repo. Okay, now we just need to clone it. Give me what I want, man. Give me what I want. That's what I want right there. All right, so now we're gonna go to... Oh, what does it say? Yeah, I need to clone it down. So we'll clone it into... We'll clone it right here. Git clone. Must finish.io. Yep. Yep. Link working nicely. All right, cool. Thanks for checking it out. Mentor says private pages work as well with Jekyll as well. Correct. Case is nice. I've never tried my private Git. Okay. Yes, I do have an empty repository. Thank you very much. All right, so now I'm just going to copy to here. There we go. And there it is. So now I think I can go to, oh, I got to push. git add, git commit, first site publish. Oh, does it have to be in the project folder? Push, yeah, and you're done. Now I should be able to go here. Oh, no, do that right. Oh, cool. It's just this. Username github.io. HTTPS, the land tamer, dot, okay. Not up and running. Okay, something it doesn't like. Git add, git commit. Oh, I didn't push. Duh. GitLab is my go-to lately for sharing research. Git pages off, also free templates as well. Cool. Cool beans. Yeah, Microsoft just added the free private repos. They did not, GitHub did not have that before. It only had free public repos. Yeah, check it out. All right, awesome. So we're gonna put that here. Not bad, not bad. Oh, stay on page. All right, so what we'll do is, I'm curious how much this costs. If it's anything more than just minimal, then I won't use it in the future, but new static website link for streamer list. Great, it's working here. Awesome. Thanks for your help, folks. Help me kind of cripple along, help an old man cripple along with HTML. It has been a minute, that's for sure. All right, before we hit this IGMP, which we should be ready to go, I'm going to take a quick little bio break. So I can charge for web design now, land while next journey beyond. Yeah, man. I have a future in web design. All right, I shall be right back, folks. Gotta stretch my neck and all that kind of stuff. Stay, you know, healthy posture. All right, let's see if I can remember these. All right, we're back. Times definitely changed from days of Dreamweaver, web design. Fun time those were. Yeah, I remember the days of Dreamweaver. I did a little bit of work in that. Front page extensions, Dreamweaver. Many moons ago. All right, so let's get down to some labbing business here. I'll worry about that stuff later. I don't know what I just did there. Undo. All right, so here's the challenges with, let's talk a minute about IGMP. Oh, just 1 second, folks. Un segundo. Okay. I realized at the start of these IGMP labs in this section of the workbook, so just to kind of review for myself here, I'm making good headway here. I was hoping to get done this weekend on multicast, but I sort of hit the skids on this particular, on IGMP, and I realized I'm going through here that I need to be able to better enumerate kind of how IGMP is working. And I could not do that to my own satisfaction. So I'm like, okay, that gives me a reason to pause and take a minute, a little time out here, and just get into the nitty gritty and actually look at what is happening with IGMP. So I drew this out, and it has been helpful, but the lab involves sort of these commands right here. And I just started, figuring out, okay, this IGMP designated querier election. What's curious is the DR on so let's say this segment right here, we may have a designated router for this segment. That is by priority and highest IP, which is usually highest IP. And the designated querier is going to be by lowest IP on the segment, which can help to do a little bit of basic load balancing, depending on what's going on. But I had to do this to sort of visualize and think through exactly what was happening. And I think I've got it. I think I can explain it. And essentially what's happening is they're asking us to set some very specific timers. Any way to turn down the glitch tune just a tad? Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Thank you for the feedback. It's hard for me to tell because there we go. Is that better? If not, let me know. I'll crank it down some more. Totally rely on you guys for I have a little meter here. I don't know, it still looks might be a little out of balance. Let's turn it down a little more. Okay. Maybe an old something. No, not at all, man. Okay. So in terms of, lab progress, I got to IGMP. I've gone over that. IGMP timers. So let me just kind of go over this particular set of requirements. And I'm going to do this again real quick just to review it in my head because I got it wrong the first time. And what it wants is we have a segment R4, R6, R1, sparse mode. Yeah, to be honest, it's getting a little bit to me too as well. So I'm just going to do that. Okay, I'm getting in here in deep focus mode. So R6 will be both BSR and RP. Okay, so here are the requirements. Designated querier on VLAN 146. So that failed receivers detected and removed within 20 seconds. So this is going to work differently between, it depends on the IGMP version. And by default, we're going to be running IGMP version 2. So there's a couple of timers I think that come into play here. One is we're actually going to get a leave message here with IGMP v2. So I want to read back over the actual lab answer on that because IGMP query max response time. Every host on the segment is supposed to send a report during the time window defined by this interval. All right, so there's a max response time, and then there's a number of failed responses that will trigger a removal of the group. So it wants to do it within 20 seconds. So I think that involves the IGMP query interval. So by default, I think it is every, is it 60 seconds? It is. Boom, got that right. And then what will happen is if it misses 3, then it will time it out. Yeah, that's the IP IGMP querier timeout. 3 times the query interval. But you can set this. Yeah, 60 seconds, correct. Okay. Like, for example, if we go to, let's consult all nodes. And we're talking about like router 1 here. IP multicast. Let's go ahead and do some basic configuration. Interface GI0, 1, 146. IP PIM sparse mode. And we'll do the same on 4. Multicast routing. GI0, 1, 146. IP PIM sparse mode. We also need to do L0 because I think 6 is supposed to be the RP and BSR. Yeah. So IP PIM RP candidate. Or sorry, what is happening with my mouse? Mouse, stop. PIM candidate. Is that it? No. Oh, that's interface level. That's right. No, it's not. Yeah. And loopback 0. Okay. No, I want to click here. Please work with me. Work with me, browser. All right, so all right, query timeout is something else. No, that's not what this is. Query timeout is if we don't, how long do we wait before the designated querier, let's say we stop hearing from him, and that's when the other routers will attempt to take over as a designated querier. Quick ref. Oh, the INE has our article on it. Oh, yeah, cool. Nice. Good stuff. Appreciate that, mentors. All right, so we've got that. So this is when, I'm going to try to remember these, but there's also a requirement here about this. It says designated query failures should be detected 2 times faster than the default. The default is, I want to say, $60 seconds. Or is it 120? The thing is, the Cisco will differ from the RFC. Like the RFC has a standard. The way we can find out is show IP IGMP interface. It is 120. Okay, that's right. So that should be, and we're going to want this on each router. So that should be 60. I think that's the lowest value you can use. And is that on the interface level? It is. IP IGMP query timeout. It should be 60. Yeah. Don't want to be too aggressive. IP IGMP query timeout is 60. Okay, I think that gets that requirement, but still up here, designated query on VLAN 146, which will be router 1. He's going to have the lowest IP. And let's say a receiver should be detected and removed within 20 seconds. So what that means is the timeout should be within 20 seconds. So that means within 3 queries. So I need to tell all the hosts that they need to query every, I would say 20 divided by 3, right? So 20 divided by 3, 6 would be pretty close. It has 4 in here. I'm not sure. 4 would be 12. I'm not sure why 5 or 6 would not work. Every host on the segment is supposed to send an IGMP report during the time window. All hosts count the interval value and randomly fire the IGMP. Oh, it's because of the randomness. Host here's another. It suppresses its own. There's no report for a given group during the query max response interval. Yeah, the query max response. That is what. That is its own value. I don't think I have that listed here. No, I do. Timeout for periodic host membership. Okay. So wait time to age out IGMP group. That's really more what that is. So yeah, IP IGMP query max response time. It does not, though, ask me to modify the query interval. It also says 4. Okay. All right, so where I'm getting confused is between this IP IGMP query interval between queries, and the IP IGMP query max response time. So right now the default is 60 seconds. So if I don't hear any membership reports in 60 seconds, then I'm going to send a query, a general membership query, right? And I'm going to wait this interval. No, I won't. I'm actually going to, I should hear, all right, let's look at that blog that Mentor showed us. The hosts on the segment are supposed to, we're going to put this in the links of the day too. This is a good one. A lot of this, to be honest, is what is in the workbook. But I'm hoping this will be clearer because the workbook is not very well, this particular lab is not very well written. I do say so myself. The hosts on the segment are supposed to report their group membership in response to the queries. Note that IGMP v2 defines special report suppression procedure, which allows hosts to suppress its own report. Yes, the query interval timer is also used to define the amount of time a router will store the state if it does not hear any reports on the group. The interval is 3 times the query time. It was the only mechanism available in IGMP v1 to expire a non-needed group. Okay. From what we said above, follows that host must respond to a query during some time window interval. This time window is specified at IGMP v2 packets, uses a special field. Okay. So there we go. This is really more for it sounds like IGMP v1. The hosts on the segment are supposed to report their group membership in response to the queries. The query interval timer. Wait, is also, all right, this is also poorly written, I have to say. And so quickly as this must, yeah, quickly. Maybe I really respect Peter Lupikoff, don't get me wrong. But maybe there should be more detail here. First, as we know, multicast routers provide query hosts on a segment. There are 2 or more routers sharing the same segment. The one with the lowest is the IGMP querier. As you remember, no, I do not. Why not just explain it here? The IGMP v1 let the multicast routing protocol define the querier. What? This is actually making it worse, to be honest, unfortunately. All right. Let's go to someone who I'm hoping will actually have a more an explanation more akin to technical writing here. Network lessons. Renee Molinar. All right. The router repair, this is IGMP v1. So we should, let's make some notes here. IGMP v1. The router periodically send a membership query to destination 24001. All right, so let's do that here. Let's go to, let's remove these commands. Yeah, usually when I get desperate for someone to actually, I know it's not easy to enumerate, you know, and it's probably me. But when I read from Rene Molinar. He tends to break things down in a very well, in a way that is written well technically. Like the writing itself is actually well structured. Oftentimes, the most technical people are not the best writers, and probably fall somewhere in there. So let's say interface. Let's do IP IGMP version 1. Found this chart to help, maybe more than the other link. All right, let's check it out. Try anything at this point. Timers. Ooh, this looks good. Mentors, you are awesome, dude. Query interval. A time period between general queries sent by router. Okay. Let's see if this is accurate, because we've got now show IP, do show IP IGMP interface, Jazz 0, 1, 146. IGMP query interval is 60 seconds. Configured is 60 seconds. Okay, so let's go to router 4. IP, let's remove this. IP, it is IP IGMP version 2, so show IP IGMP interface Jazz 0, 1, 146. Do show IP IGMP interface Jazz 0, 1, 146. Version 2. Yeah, so now this person may be talking about RFC values, because what I'm finding here is that it's still 60 for IGMP v2. But query response interval. Okay, the time period between general queries sent by a router. Okay. So what this means, I think the important keyword here is, let me go back to my chart. Interval between general queries. Okay, the maximum response time for hosts to respond to the periodic general queries. The query response interval. The maximum, yeah, and this I don't think you can fix at 10 seconds. 10 seconds can be between 1 and 25.5 seconds. Is that listed here? By the way, I'm taking out, sorry, Pierre Lupikoff, you are like a brilliant. Your mind is way beyond mine, but I gotta take out your link because I think you're maybe it was making assumptions about V1 in another article, but it's not linked there. So we're actually going to link this one. This one seems to be a little clearer. It is 2016. Chart on IGMP values. Okay. Okay, maximum for host to respond. Fixed at 10. Is that listed here? It is. Max query response time. And I don't know if that's editable. And it's not showing here on a V2 router. Let's move these together so we don't have to. Yeah, interesting. When you change the IGMP version, a lot of these go away. So we have, let's compare these. Okay, Even G, I need you to work with me right now. I need you to work with me. Like, don't work with me now. Not like I'm not. I don't know what it's doing here. Okay. Pray to the clipboard gods. Okay, wow, that worked. All right, so this is V1. Pray to the Even G clipboard gods. All right, all I want to do is like line these up. Let's see if we can accomplish some windowing skills here. All right, IGMP is enabled. Current IGMP host. Yep. IGMP query interval, 60 seconds. Configured to 60 seconds. Inbound IGMP access group is not set. Wow, okay. So these are a lot of, these are unique, okay. Clipboard gods, Even G gods. Please help. I'm willing to sacrifice good bits to you if you will just perform a simple clipboard operation. Ooh, do we got it? Do we got it? Oh, no. It only give me 3 lines. Then it stops. Then it freaks out. And this is why it takes me so long to get through the workbook. Mentors, Cisco iOS self reads default IGB query 60. Yeah, good point, Mentors. Yeah, I think the RFC is crap. I understand why Cisco would be the rebels here, because for reals, folks, RFC committee, why would you do it that long? Maybe they're thinking of internet traffic, which has never really happened. You know, it just doesn't happen on the internet, multicast, really. Maybe that's what they had in mind, but yeah. Okay, so configured querier timeout. This reminds me of something. There's a chart which shows the differences, and now is probably a good time to review that. In my notes about the differences between IGMP versions 1, 2, and 3. Let's see if it is in my notes here. It's actually in the drill sheet, I think. Let's see, in Excel, it's going to take its sweet time to load. Let's see, IGMP, yes, okay. Wow, that really drags on the screen there. Join group. Membership report is to join a group. Multicast group address. General membership query. I think this is wrong. I think it is 255, 255, 255, 255. Let's see. Let's look at router 1's interface here. Oh yeah, spammy windows. No, that's right. I don't know where I read Yeah. Membership report. Okay. So yeah, that I don't know where I got that. I have a flashcard that actually says that. Query poll to all hosts. Oh, that's the general membership querier. Yeah. Leave group. What I wanted to see is whenever router 1 joins a group, IP IGMP join group 239.111. Yeah, it says the group destination. Reading over this now. Okay, see if you find something that is for humans. That'd be awesome, man. This is good, man. I appreciate it. That's why this chat is awesome. You guys sharing and you know, we're all in the struggle together. And indeed, a struggle it can be. All right, so when we did the join group, I know I'm switching a lot of windows right now. Bear with me, folks. When we did that, all right, router 1 sent an IGMP membership report. And version 1, multicast address 239.111. Send it to that destination. Then we got router 4 sent a membership query with the max response time of 10, which is a default. Okay, we know that is sent. Um, 240. Then we get a membership query, a general membership query from router 1 and a membership report. So it's acting as a querier and report. We're also getting a membership query general IGMP version 2 from router 4. Okay, yeah. Because it was version 2 that introduced group specific queries and leave group messages. Yeah. That is correct. Okay. No, that's there. All right. I thought there was something else of significance here. Yeah, because you have Nexus or the RFC. Yeah, 180.60. Yeah, okay. All right, good. We'll close that spreadsheet. Don't need you anymore. Thank you very much. Difference between V1 through 3. Okay, let's check out this link. CCIE or die. I've seen good blogs on here. I don't know who this is. I forget. Yeah, pretty basic there. All right. So we're going to take this out. IP IGMP join group 239.111. And let's go back to where we were, which is on that chart. The maximum response time for hosts to respond to the periodic general queries. So I'm going to keep a timer going, right, on each group join. Let's go back to this. Actually, since let's say IP IGMP, yeah, version 1. Let's go to his neighbor. Let's put them all at version 1. Okay. So every 60 seconds, we're going to send a membership query. Let's also do a debug here. That's a good idea. Rene Molinar, yet again, is our savior here. I'm kind of reading his debug IP IGMP. Receive v1 query from all right, that's enough for our debug. Receive v1 query on Jesuit from router 4. Set report delay time to 0.2 seconds. Receive v1 report from 4 for 2240140. Oh, so it sent a query and then it sent a report. And it doesn't send the response right away because it knows it's on a multi-axis segment. Did my timer just go off? For some reason, it's not showing. Where's Mr. Timer at? Oh, timer, where are you? He's kind of freaked out because he's not showing really anywhere. So let's quit. There he is. All right, I think it's time for me to take a quick break. I'll be right back, folks. Gonna get some water. Okay, we're back. I hope everything's going all right. I'm looking at the... I just cleared it, but I had a lot of skipped frames, so that's probably whenever I launched Excel. So sorry about that if you saw some blips. I need to remember that. Excel just seems to be very memory intensive, but... All right, so... I really want to understand this, man. That's the thing. Like, it's one thing to go through a lab and set the timers, but I really need to understand how this is working with these versions. Mentors, definitely enjoy these streams. Help me reinforce what I've learned through my CCI journey and try to explain and help others when they may not understand. So I may learn more. Yeah, I know. Me too, man. I wish I had more time to, like, you know, with the CCI, you're always kind of in a hurry, and I wish I had more time to I would actually do videos on this stuff, you know, just free, not even for, like I know there are instructors teaching, they have courses on these, but I'd love just to do a course because it sharpens me to have to explain it, right? So yeah, totally agree. What I think I need to do here is go ahead and join. But let's do another series of debugs, but this time let's just do it on router 1, and let's just join router 6 to the IGMP join group. Okay. All right, so we received a V1 report. Okay, so let's see everything that happened here. All right, this triggered a lot of activity, right? Because otherwise we're just worried about dense mode group, well, 224.0140, right? Which is the auto RP, which we're not even really running. We can even disable that. As a matter of fact, let's do that. What is the command? I think it's IPPIM sparse IPPIM DM fallback. Yeah, no IPPIM DM fallback. That will make this 224.0140 go away. I think. No IPPIM DM fallback. Hey, we remembered it that much at least. So let's do this again. And see if our debug message on debug all. Clear screen. That doesn't work even G with HTML5 desktop for some reason. All right, we're going to clear this out. And we're going to say no IP, let's see, IP interface GI01146. No IP IGMP join. Join group 2391. Okay, we're going to take that out. And then we're going to come back here. We're going to say debug IP IGMP. Okay, let's do our packet capture too. Do you have that running? We do, but I want to clear it out. So I want to stop, quit, minimize. And let's get a little sanity back here. A lot of, which for me is a task. My sanity goes out the window pretty quick here. Close that. All right, let's get minimalist here. All right, so now let's go back and this is IGMP version 1. What are the timers? How are the timers controlled? How can we manipulate the timers, right? So what we're going to do is we are debugging, and we're still getting reports for 224.0140, but I think that should receive group record. Why is that? Show IP en route. Or we just wait clear IP en route. You kids today with all those multiple Windows tabs open. I know, I'm horrible about that, man. And it is true, the younger generation. There's a kid in his, I think he's in his early 30s that I work with. Super sharp, and I've learned so much from him. He's a programmer, and he gets so many windows open. I just get dizzy looking at his screen. Is there no way to turn this off? Receive group record for. Okay, I think the reason is the problem I talked about before with this INE topology. So what we're going to do is we're going to shut down these other routers that we're not using. We're going to shut them down. So I just have routers 1, 4, and 6. And well, let me think. The BSR message. Good. Okay. Yeah, we'll give it a little time to gel. Receive group record from router 1. Okay, I think that is because we are using, well, when we're using BSR, see, BSR should not need 224.0.140. Maybe again, it's just convergence time, right? So clear IPM route star. Clear. Receiving one query. Why am I getting those? I don't want those. I thought that was supposed to disable. All right, I know we keep going backwards. We've got to go, sometimes you got to go backwards to get forwards, right? So let's look at the documentation. That command is supposed to remove that behavior, 224.0.140. It's supposed to get rid of it. But maybe I have that wrong. Oh no, that is incorrect. I'm using the wrong command. There's a different command. Auto. What is the command? It disables the function. It basically disables auto RP. What is that command? I know I learned about it in the network lessons. What is it? Oh, or was it in the workbook? It might have been in the INE workbook. Oh, man. If I don't have a flashcard for this, I'm about to make one for this command. Auto RP. What is that command? All right, we're pulling up our, I believe I created a flashcard for this. Difference in RP announcement, let's see here. I did not, so I need to. Yeah, I mean, you can obviously filter it. You can filter it with an IGMP filter list, but there's a cleaner way. Let's see, auto disable. Can we disable show him? Oh, where you can use a no IPPIM auto RP command. That would make sense. That would be too easy. Yeah, because otherwise we're still going to get... Because, I mean, you could have... Yeah, exactly, mentors. I know, I'm laughing too, like, geez Louise. So by default, as a where can we see this? Show IP PIM. Okay. I wonder if you can change this discovery. Probably not. Who cares? No IP PIM auto RP. Booyah. Yeah, we're using BSR here, so... And really, the only reason I want to do this is because I want to quiet the debug. Okay, so let's do clear IPM route star, and let's add a flashcard for that. I know it's simple, but sometimes the simplest things get you, like it did me just now. So we're going to close the search, and we're going to add. This is how I do it, folks. I just think of how it might be written as a command. No more down the rabbit holes. My brain is hurting. I know, right? And you know, it's hard for me. Like, sometimes for me to get the base concept, I have to remove all the noise, because some people can look at like a screen of debug messages like, oh, there it is. It's hard for me. This, let's see, disables automatic join messages for the multicast group 2240140. No IP PIM auto RP. Boom. I'm going to leave this running. I feel you, man. Trial and error. You got it. Yeah. Okay. Receive V1 query. Okay, we got clear. Show IPM route. It's still here. Okay. Clear IPM route star. Yeah, fun watching how others tackle an issue. This is how I'll end up in a lab in the config section at the end of 5.5 hours, just having configured. Right. Okay, it has no routes now. Normally I see this, I say multicast routing is not running. But here we're clean. And there was no lab in the INE workbook to disable this feature. It does mention it somewhere. Okay, so send v1 general query. That's interesting. This is the kind of thing I wanted to see, and now I can see the debugs and interpret them. So just the fact that it is running, even though we have no multicast routes. Okay, what is going on here? Why is it doing an include? I don't get it. Is disabled. Do we have any other routers running? So where in the heck is that coming from? Membership query. Router 4, router 6, okay. That's good. Switching to include mode. Maybe it's even when you need to reset the router. It could be. I have a suspicion though. Okay, the route is not it's not there. But it is in the mrib. Okay, clear IP mrib. I don't think you can clear that. So it's not in the routing table, but it is in the mrib. Show IP. And it's still, well, no, take that back. That's just 224.0.0/4. That's any multicast. It's just saying it's forwarding. So if all of a sudden we received a multicast packet, we would be able to forward it, right? So that makes sense. What was in the mrib? Okay, that's correct. Let's just check back and see if we're still getting any of those. All right, it might have just been convergence. I don't see any membership reports for 224.0.1.40. So okay, I think we're clear. All right, so now let's get back to our timers, right? Show IP IGMP groups, none. Interface. So what we do see, at least we're learning this, even if there's no traffic going on at all, the router is going to maintain state of its neighbors. Internet address, IGMP is enabled, current IGMP host, and IGMP router. This is interesting. I wonder if you could have a different version of host and router, same interface. IGMP query interval is 60. Configure query interval 60. Inbound access list not set. 3 joins and 3 leaves. Multicast routing is enabled. Multicast TTL threshold is 0. It's interesting that maybe you could actually change that. Multicast designated router DR. IGMP querying router is the system. Wait. Why is it saying this system? This says IGMP querying router is no multicast groups joined by the system. Okay, I'm just going to ignore this. Oh, designated router. That's correct, but the querying router is going to be the lowest IP address, which should be router 1. That's probably just a bug. Probably no one comes in here and looks at this stuff to this level. I don't know, maybe. Okay, so what we want to see here is we want to, and let me try to walk this through in my head. So we're going to join on router 6. We're going to join 239.111. And we're in, yeah, we don't care at this stage about PIM, just about IGMP. We're going to join, and we're going to set a timer on router 1. Let's do interface GI0 1146, IGMP join group. Okay, now we get a lot of stuff. Receive report, receive group record, mode 2, insert group on the interface, switching to exclude mode, updating exclude group timer, adding multicast routing table update, sending v1 general query. Okay, so regardless that we got this join, we're still going to send on a timer our general queries. And he's going to send a report. Receive group record for 239.111. Update exclude timer. So the exclude timer means is referring to the PIM process, right? We don't have yet any sources. So, oh, exclude group. So for this timer. All right, so right now we're getting pretty regular intervals here, right? IGMP v1 does not have the capability of electing a query. You're right. If there are multiple queryers, a designated router is elected using PIM to avoid sending duplicate multicast packets. The elected query is a router with the highest IP address. That is correct, but so there's a designated router election. That is for registering with the rendezvous point. The querier election, I guess, does not take place in IGMP v1. Now, the forwarder election is different, right? That's where the data plane, actually where the traffic is going to be forwarded in the data plane. So there's 3 different elections here. I do have this noted. And I tend to agree with you that there is no general or a querier election process, right? So what we should see actually is router 4 if we add him, yeah, we should see him send them as well, right? Let's see, interface GI0 1146, IGMP join group 239.111. Therefore, this system. Oh, you're talking about back here. Show IP IGMP join group. Or no, interface. Jazz 01146. IGMP querying router is 155.1.146.6, this system. So if there's no querying router and they're all running, there's no querier election. Or is this so this you're saying refers to the designated router? Because the designated router is listed here. 155.1.146.6. IGMP querying router. Yeah, the querier, though, is lowest IP on the segment. The designated router is highest. So this I understand. This does not make a lot of sense to me. And this system is router 1, unless it's talking about some other system. Show IP mroute. Okay. Yeah, so what we have here is membership reports from both 4 and 6, which we get in IGMP v1, right? That makes sense. Because there's no election to say, somebody say, hey, guys, everybody's talking, let's make this more efficient, right? And there's no leave message either. So that's where we get to these timers. And if we look at so the query interval is 60 seconds. That's our generic query. What's not showing here is the yeah, this is interesting, right? This is really of interest to IGMP v1, right? This is more of interest of IGMP v2. This is version 1 and 2. You still have these in version 2, but it's not really important, I don't think. You still send general queries, but really that's, I think, probably for backwards compatibility, wouldn't you say? In case, because you could have, all right, I'm grabbing the little thingy. And I want it to, there we go, thank you. Because we might have IGMP v1 hosts. But we still need the query max response time. This is only applicable to version 2. And there we go. Last member query interval. I think. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Can we set the V2 and review our front? Absolutely. I want to do one other thing though. So I want to go back to having one querier. So we're going to do a no here. And we're going to do no here. And we're going to set a little timer. And I know it's not going to be exact, but we're going to say no. So there's no leaves on here, right? Show IP IGMP groups. It says, so this is what I don't understand. Expires in 240. Because the query interval is 60 seconds. Are we still debugging? Show debug. We're not. Oh yeah, we're way out of minutes, so we may have to do that again. Let's do it again. Okay, so we got a query. So it says 240. So I think what happens is the query interval is every 60 seconds. So at some point we're going to send a general query, right? Because we don't have group specific queries in IGMP v1. And we're not going to hear anything back. So the timer is going to keep going, the expiration timer. Then, maximum for host to respond to the periodic. So we should expect to receive 10 seconds later. If we don't, I don't know how that factors in. $180 seconds is a group. So it's this times 3, right? Group membership interval. That's this clock. Yeah, that's this clock right here. So we send another one. We're down to 1:11. Okay. So it's not so much how many generic queries, but I guess this will always be 3 times the number of the query interval. Interesting. So I wonder if we change the query interval in IGMP v1, if this clock starts lower. Yeah, we're not getting anything back, so it's going to expire. That's what I want to correlate here, is these clocks. Uptime. I think this is the uptime of the interface. Maybe? I don't know. Okay, should expire in a second, and we should see some debug messages. What does that mean? Include mode and exclude mode. Okay, yeah, it's gone. All right, 180 seconds. Fair enough. Let's change the value. IP IGMP. It's on the interface. Just say we will change the enter. We can manipulate. Yeah, I think you have to. That I guess that's the only really way. Interface IP IGMP. Yeah, you can't really do much at this level. You have to do it at the interface level. P IGMP query interval. Let's set it down to like 10 seconds. So I think what would happen in that case is when we received, well, we're going to send the query response interval. I got this before when I was labbing this. Query max response time. Okay, every response value in 10 seconds. So this is where I got confused earlier. IP IGMP query max response time. Is it on that chart? Okay. This really doesn't have much bearing, I don't think, in IGMP v1. Query interval must be greater than query response interval. That makes sense. You can't, so this is, we're telling the, we're telling them how long they have to respond when we send a general query. So I think that's in the actual query message itself, in the membership query. Query timeout. I thought it was in here. This is on, I think this is on router 4, but I thought that was a field inside of here. TTL of 1. Oh, that says protocol IGMP v2. So let's just for grins, I don't think it's really significant here for IGMP v1, but let's change it to IP IGMP query max response time. Let's change it to something non-default. Change it to 11. Query interval must be greater than the query response interval. Oh, did it take my command earlier? Let's make it 20. Okay, yeah, it's fine with that. All right, so now let's look at our interface. Show IP IGMP interface, J01146. IGMP query interval is 20 seconds. So now on our general queries, Router 1 should be indicating that it is longer than 10 seconds. It doesn't. I think it only does that in version 2. We'll see in a minute. Anyway, so now it's 20 seconds. So we're going to join a group and then leave a group. And let's see if our timers... Well, first let's take a look at our timer. Receive V1 report. Insert group on the interface. Switch to exclude mode. So now show IPM route. Show IP IGMP group. Yeah, that's a much shorter timer, isn't it? So 20, it should be 1 minute. But we should actually be getting reports every 10 seconds, right? Membership report. What do we do, router 6? Yeah. So we should be seeing reports like every 10 seconds. And we are. Think. Okay. So now if we take it out, I would expect within a minute for this to time out. All right, good. Now we know what this timer is. All right, good. Let's see. Mentor says, good stuff. I enjoyed this deep dive. I learned something. Thanks, buddy. Hey, you're very welcome. Very welcome. All right. What other timers? Designated querier failed receivers detected and removed within 20 seconds. So to me, what that means, well, that's for IGMP v2. Both of these really are IGMP v2. All right, well, at least we cleared that up. I know what that timer is. I know how to shorten the timer. And what's interesting is if we change the query interval, that is how we change the group. See, now the group is gone. Notice the M route is still there, though. It has a different timer. The multicast, which is fine. We know that. This is populated. The multicast routing table is populated by PIM. Okay, good. Let's see what time it is. All right, so I have to quit here in a minute, but I want to take this back to version 2. We're going to bring version 2 back by popular demand. So a couple things we know already. One is that now we will get our number of queries, our general queries is going to go down because we're not going to send them on all interfaces. Only one in the group is going to be the elected the querier. It should be router 1. So let's go back here and adjust these timers. I'm going to say no IP IGMP querier timeout 60. So that's going to set it back to default. Okay, that looks good. Important though, I think, on some of these settings where on the same segment, they really do need to match. Because if you got them on different timers, you could potentially, you're going to get skewed results based on what you're trying to design, right? So we're going to take this out. The copy-paste gods have not been really my favorite today. No IP IGMP query max. No IP IGMP query interval 20. No IP IGM. Okay. So now we're back to defaults, and if we do a show command, everyone should agree that the querying router is router 1, and we do. See, I think what was happening before is because IGMP version 1 doesn't really know about a querier election, but it doesn't take this command out when you do the show command. So it just picks the DR because it doesn't know even what it's supposed to put here for output. So kind of an imperfection of the show command. But anyway, this makes sense. The DR is 146.6 and the querier is 146.1. And now we've got some extra goodness in here, right? We've got extra commands. We have a configured querier timeout. So this is if we stop hearing from the querier, maybe he's gone down. The max query response time we can now change. See, this didn't matter in IGMP v1. It didn't matter, but IP IGMP query max response time. That's not what I have marked here. What this is how long, this is version 2. Let's see, interval between above messages. We have IP IGMP last member query interval, and then we have IP IGMP query max response time. That is querier tells host how long to wait before responding. Yeah. And I think we will see that here in a second. So now that we're IGMP v2, we're going to notice a couple of other things. Now we know why IGMP 1 is rarely used these days? Yes, exactly. Very true. It is very rudimentary. Okay, so now we notice when we switch to v2, Wireshark recognized it, and we see that in V1 we only have membership queries, but in V2 we have membership query general, and we have membership query source specific. But in the general, this is the max response time. I was talking about 10. So that had no effect on IGMP v1. And that's what this is right here. And tired of running around on room in this thing. Let's back this up and give ourselves a little more room here. Feeling cramped. No, that's not what I want you to do. Read my mind. Read my mind, please. Software can't read our minds yet? Why not? No, I did not want to copy you. This is what happens when I go from PC to Mac. Okay. Oh, my goodness sakes. We go back to being kindergartners and hitting a key over and over and over again. Okay. I can breathe. Yeah, so it looks like a lot of these are... Now, I think this is V1 and V2. Because in V2, we still have our generic queries. Not sure what we use them for, though. Except backwards compatibility. Like, we are sending general queries, but... Anyway, I guess it is backwards compatible in case we have V1 hosts. All right, so back to this. We also have this last member query thing, right? What's interesting is, and I want to see this, I have not, supposedly it sends a special... Okay, that's what you think it is too, mentors? All right, good deal. That helps solidify it in my brain. That's what I was thinking too. And it's going to use the same timer, I would guess. Like every 60 seconds, I would think. All right. And we get fewer of them, though. That's the benefit. Like, only router 1 is sending them instead of all 3 routers. But what was I going to say? Let's close this. Yeah, I have not... It said in the documentation that when you have multiple hosts, and that it will send a special query for last querier, or last listener. I want to see that. IP IGMP join group. So we're going to add 2 hosts. Okay, back to good old 2. All right, create record. We've got it from router 4 and router 6. Switching to exclude mode. I think what this means is that we're not going to... yeah, I'm not sure. All right, so let's just look at a few little outputs here. Show IP IGMP group. All right, we're back to our normal timers. It looks like the timers work the same. Receive V2 report. Right, so every 10 seconds, we should get these reports. Okay, and I think we're still going to send, yeah, 4 and 6. But notice this. Now we only have one host is going to respond, right? Max response time, 0 seconds. Membership report. Okay, there's another one from router 6. In include mode, okay, Casadix. In include mode, reception of packets sent to the specified multicast address is requested only from those IP source addresses listed in the source list parameter. In exclude mode, reception of packets sent to the given multicast is requested from all IP sources except. Now, is that IGMP version 3, source specific multicast? Because that I remember seeing include and exclude messages. In include mode, reception of packets sent to the specified RC3376. Yeah, okay, so we're still in IGMP v2. So maybe that's a backwards compatible or forwards compatible configuration on the router. In case we switch to v3, maybe? But look at this. So we're still getting every... So 4 and 6 are still sending membership reports. And we still send membership queries. All right, so our membership queries will be sent every 60 seconds. And one of the members will send a membership report, right? I think we're on, which router are we on here? Let's close it down just to make sure. This is definitely much more efficient, of course. But let's look at router 1 because he's the designated querier. Yeah, so what'll happen every 60 seconds? This is interesting too, because I thought that IGMP was going to just periodically send membership reports. But apparently what happens is in IGMP Querier, which essentially in IGMP v1, all the IGMP routers are going to be queriers, right? They're all going to send membership queries. But in IGMP v2, there will only be one elected querier on the segment. And when that querier sends a query, he's going to send it with a max response time. The default is 10. And both listeners are going to get it. Both 4 and 6 are going to receive that, right? But they're going to pick a random timer to send the response. So in this case, router 6 rolled the dice, and it came up first. It sent the membership report reply back to the querier. Router 4 also got a copy of that. So he's like, okay, I don't need to, raise my hand also. We have a very efficient configuration here, right? So boom, this time 4 sent it back. So that's good. You know what I don't like about IGMP traffic is this router alert. Because what that means is that it won't be forwarded in our hardware, I don't think. V2, only one query with report is being sent from one host. Yes, mentor is correct. Okay, so yeah, that's what everything is going as planned here. What I noticed, though, is that we're getting general reports, right? Or queries. We're getting general queries. Now, I think what happens here, this is where some of these other timers come into play, and I know I'm at 5 o'clock, but I'm going to just keep going for just a minute. We have the other requirements of the lab, which are okay, when we remove, let's remove one of them. And I want to see the special last member or whatever. Okay. So now we should see some more efficiency here, right? Because in version 1, we're still going to slowly send, there's no leave message. So we just slowly, every 60 seconds, send a query. Oh, I didn't hear anything back. Oh, okay, I'll wait. Very inefficient, right? But here we get a leave group right away. And we get a query for just 239.111. A group-specific query, right? And this is... So this says membership query. This also says membership query. But with the multicast address. Yeah, okay, so really the only difference here between this packet and that packet is that this is filled out. And V3 is shared only reports sent from the source list, correct? Yeah, the include and exclude is the IGMP, is IGMP's way of saying, this is my membership report. This is the group I want. And I want to include only these sources or exclude these sources. I think that's how that works. We'll go over that too. So now we're sending 2 membership reports. Wonder how long it does that. Was it doing that before? It was. Okay. Oh, still membership query. This is the special packet they're talking about. All right, so I'm going to mark here. We're going to save this. This is membership query general. This is a membership report. This is a leave. This is a specific membership query. This is your standard membership report. And then we go back to and the reason this is special, I think, is because we're not waiting for the normal timer. But we only want to know about this one group. We're still going to send at our normal interval our regular membership query. Gotcha, makes better sense. This has been a very helpful stream. Timers always get me tripped up. Me too, man. Casadix, yeah, that's the RFC I probably need to read. In this same doc, they say the previous version doesn't support filters. That is correct. Source-specific multicast is only available in IGMP v3. Okay, so this is a good set of packets here. This is kind of what I wanted to get. Now let's just take him out of... oh, I don't want to close those yet. Actually, want to go here. And let's say... Notice we sent 2. And there's a timer for that also. So just in case, I think it's going to send 2. And notice That's because this is the last host. So what happens is if the last host sends a leave, then we know that, okay, we don't have to wait the full amount of time. And I think we'll see that the group is already gone. Yeah. That's much more efficient, right? So yeah, we have the leave group, the second leave group, and he sends 2 of these. And if he doesn't get anything back, he sends 2 just for, you know, to be sure. And if he gets none back, he'll know, yes, that was the last member. And we're done, right? So, okay, that's just the way I read it. All right, I'm going to save this up to our PCAPs, folks. You're welcome to check it out if you want your own copy. I'm going to put it in the PCAPs repo. Oh, I have to do... Oh, shoot. Did I do this right? Oh, yeah, I'm on the Mac, but I'm using... Yeah, we'll see. I think this is right. I'll just put it on the desktop for now. This is IGMP v2. Querier. But saved. Let's see if it's saved. Good, it did. Okay. So we're going to put this in our PCAPs. Sorry to bounce. No problem, mentors. Have company about to drop in the Super Bowl. Yeah, I got to go grab some food also. Hey, you do the same, mentors. Enjoy, my friend. Thanks for hanging out, and I really enjoyed you and Casadix. It feels like a group effort, like we're definitely, you know, helped each other out on this one. It's nice, like a little study group. But I'm going to upload this, and you folks can definitely, if you want to see it, let's do a git add git commit. Added IGMP v2. Boom. So it's up there. And that's going to wrap it up for me as well. Great stream, man. I feel like, you know, I didn't get very far in the workbook at all, but I have a much better understanding. All of this I've read, but seeing it is now going to be stuck in my head, I think. So, yeah, here are just a couple meat chunks. I think we've already talked about all these. So thanks for hanging out, folks. Appreciate it. Enjoyed it. I am going to do a little more study, but it will probably be on the couch, not streamed. And I was supposed to do a video today, but that may have to wait till tomorrow. So anyway, thanks for hanging out, folks. We shall see you back here tomorrow on the Land Tamer stream. Y'all have a great night and rest of your weekend.